Wow.
What's up, Tillies?
What's up, Tillies?
What's up, Tillies?
It's weird because we're at the end of what we feel is the podcast, but it's the beginning for everybody else.
Right.
So we're doing this new thing, guys. Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
Hello.
evening. Hello. Welcome to episode 51. Two.
One.
Anyway, we had a guest on today that you're going to meet very soon.
We are having a guest on today.
We are. And we just finished the pod, but we feel like it's important because we don't know this individual until, well, now, and we're besties now,
Yeah.
to give a bit of context. So you're going to pronounce her name.
So today's guest is one of our newest favorite reality stars / content creators that we are very excited about. And honestly, I posted a story on Instagram about how much I love this show. And their PR team ended up reaching out being like, hey, we saw you guys have a podcast. Like, would you want to do something? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do something.
I think we said yes, we would be interested.
Right. Yeah. I said, with
fuck yeah, we want to do that.
Yeah. Right. So with proper punctuation and capitalization, I said, yes, I would be so honored. I would love to sit down with today's guest, who is the one, the only Batsheva Haart
Of
My Unorthodox Life, which is on Netflix. And we're not being paid to plug this.
We're not.
We're not. Well,
I don't need to because it's a good show. And realistically, I had a hunch before the episode.
Yeah.
And I think we were on the right track, but even like, I don't even think we even realized it as much as like you get in the same room with somebody and even though they have a very, very different experience and different just perspective and background and everything. And it's just like, none of that rings as true as the things you have in common.
Right. And I think too, like the most important part of this episode and like the main takeaway that like I'd love to touch on before we jump into this is that even if you have never seen the show, you've never heard of the show, you have no plans on watching the show, Batsheva is truly an extraordinary individual, and there will be something that makes you laugh, that makes you feel the fuzzies.
But she's as extraordinary as she is relatable.
Absolutely. And that was like the most interesting part, I think, of not only the show, but then what also kind of proved to be true in real life as well.
So we really enjoyed this hour. Like, please take some time. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like sit there and just watch the show and not do anything else, but pay attention. There's some nuggets in here.
I also feel bad that like this is the most hyped up intro we've ever done for any of our guests. And I feel bad for like our post guests that like didn't get this level of like, fuck you, we're so excited. I love you.
I'm not saying it's the best episode yet. It's just the best episode yet.
Right. Okay.
I hope you enjoy.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. Yep, let's go home. Guys, we're nervous.
That's the kickoff.
Guys, we're nervous. We're doing something that we haven't done before. We actually have to talk to somebody who's really, really interesting, has a lot of things to talk about, but we don't know them at all. Everyone say hi. And you're going to pronounce your name one more time?
Batsheva.
Batsheva.
We're going to butcher that so many times.
You know what we should have done? We should have had shirts made where we phonetically spelled it out on each other's shirt to make sure that we nailed it every single time.
I can like hold up a little sign.
Yeah.
And be like Batsheva.
Batsheva.
Okay, so there's got to be a nickname here.
Isn't it just Bat?
So like it's interesting because my family calls me Bat.
Okay.
But now because people like my family subconsciously says it on the
Right.
show, random people are like Bat, and I'm like, do I know you?
I think I would hate that.
It is a little interesting. I'm learning to be okay with it because it feels like a very personal, close name, not for
intimate.
other people. Very intimate,
Yeah.
like if you know me.
Right.
But now I realize like I just have to be okay because that's what it's easier for people to say Bat. My like fear, I don't want anyone to say bat.
Bat. Ooh. Yeah, that's like a furry winged night.
Yes.
Yeah, animal.
That's a no thank you.
That's a no thank you. But
when I tell you, it is so nice to know that even people who are the hottest thing on Netflix in the world will allow us to be completely unprofessional and wander around for an hour to get our audio visual things together.
Oh yeah, I mean I saw that you just like dipped out of our frame into her frame to move a cord. Yeah,
well, I didn't want to do. Can you imagine an hour of like having to like
this
sit
is
there?
actually really nice.
Yeah,
thank you.
You need to have the slack.
You gotta
there.
have a little slack. I know.
All right, we need introductions. We take it from the top.
Yeah, so we always do this thing where we forget to introduce our guests because half the time it's like someone that we see on a daily basis, and so we do a terrible job introducing our guest.
But we don't see you on a daily basis.
We don't see you on a daily basis
yet.
You can though.
Yeah, we can.
You can watch us on Netflix.
You're like, there's episodes 1 through 9 streaming on Netflix now.
I would like 10 through 20, and since there's someone from Netflix in the room, we'll all just Look at him
Sam.
off. Yeah.
Sam off camera.
Sam off camera. Take it away. Introduce our guest.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. I feel like you are genuinely, no offense to other past guests, but like you're one of the most interesting guests that we've ever had on our podcast.
Some might say the most interesting.
So I'm saying the most interesting.
You're saying the most interesting?
I'm saying that.
So you're insulting every guest we've ever had?
Yes, I am.
Okay, got it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to our past guests. But Batsheva, so you are I don't even know where to start because like you're so like multifaceted. Okay.
Well, let's start here. Ready?
TikTok star.
Okay. That is, to be fair,
Yes.
I did see a TikTok of yours well before I saw you on Netflix.
Thank you.
Yeah, the closet one, right?
Yeah, the closet one.
You know what? Actually, I wonder too if because our like your show is just kind of like now newly like picking up like massive amounts of like fans and viewers. I wonder if that TikTok is going to be more familiar to our fans. So walk us through the TikTok that went super viral.
Okay. Well, actually, my first viral TikTok was with my sister Miriam. And we were in Christmas pajamas. And I don't know like how long you guys have been on TikTok, but it was like that hand thing that your hands disappear.
Oh, yeah. The rappy.
Yes. So 42 million views. That was like,
oh my God.
yeah, that was like my takeoff. It was in December 2019.
Okay.
So I gained like 500,000 followers like in a month.
TikTok's
From that
crazy.
TikTok?
From that TikTok.
No way.
TikTok's crazy like
And
that.
this was pre-Netflix show.
Pre-Netflix show,
Yeah.
pre-filming,
Yeah.
pre-everything. And then I started doing the closet videos, I think like May 2020. So like deep in quarantine. It's like, what can I show?
I mean,
And you're like, Mom, you're up.
Mom, you're up. Exactly. And
Was
I
she
went
game?
full force. Yeah, she loves
Okay.
her closet. I think that like now she like loves it that I showed off her closet. She'll show her like when she meets
Right.
people, she's like, yeah, my daughter posted this TikTok.
Oh,
Look at us, 20 million views.
Oh,
And
that's so cute. Yeah, I mean, it really was like and then you did multiple parts because I feel like people
yeah.
were like, oh my God, this is the most insane closet I've ever seen. And so essentially it was Batsheva showing off her mom's closet and it's just like dripping in designer. And also I feel like one of the most intriguing parts was like even just the way it was organized, the way that it rotates.
yeah, that was all her because my mom's tiny. She's like 5 feet and she wears these crazy high platforms. So she wanted something that would come out and down.
got it.
That makes sense though, because like there's the top half of our closet that Jeremy puts all his shoes because there's just no world where I can reach that stuff. So good for her for like custom closet solution.
Well, when you're in New York too, you have to kind of make do.
I think Julia's doing okay. In
Yeah,
New
I
York.
feel like she has a space.
Yeah, she's
She
good.
wouldn't be doing what making do is not the
I
way
was
we
gonna
described
say,
it.
No.
I think she's thriving.
Okay, got it.
I
and-
make do at my apartment.
Got it. Okay, got it. So the show that is on Netflix currently is called,
My Unorthodox Life.
and you are obviously the star and our favorite since you're here.
Thank you.
Although a close second would be Robert.
Close seconds, Robert.
Robert's best.
Yeah, we did.
He's-
We did love Robert.
Yeah, we did love Robert. I mean, everyone I think brings like such a fun, like different dynamic, especially because you guys are all, aside from Robert, related, which is
Right.
so much fun. But yeah, our fave and then Robert close second.
Yeah, definitely. And let's give some before I want to dig in on questions that definitely you haven't. Well, maybe you've been asked before, but they have nothing to do with anything that I feel like is on topic for the rest of the conversation. I feel like we should introduce how we fell in love with this show randomly a few weeks ago.
So I binged the first 6 or 7 episodes, I think. I don't even remember I can't remember who suggested it to me, but they were like, oh my God, you'll love this. It's like so good. It's addicting. So I started binging and I was on maybe episode 7 and we were sitting on the couch. Jeremy was like watching, kind of mostly working. And then he starts asking questions and he was like, wait, what's the relationship here? Wait, why is she so bougie? Like what's going on? Like, why is her closet like that? And like, oh, who does Robert work for? What's going on here?
I can tell you I was in the middle of doing like, the work that you just put off because it requires your full brain, but you don't want to do it. So you put it off to the very end of the day.
The best kinds.
Yeah. I had a bunch of that. And I was like going through that, like hearing this out of the corner of my, and I was like, who's that again? What's going on? And like, Lauren was like, are you enjoying the show? Because
Yeah.
I will start over from episode 1 right now if so.
Because like I watch most of like any kind of like reality TV or like non-scripted, like anything like Pretty Little Liars, The Bachelor, Outer
yourself.
Banks. I watched it all by myself and I'm like, I don't even expect him to like be down. And like, it is the most exciting thing for me ever when he was like, wait, what's going on? And so he would pause and I'd be like, okay, here's the backstory here. Sisters, mom, related, comes from this community. Like, and
Well,
so.
I just think it's so funny because you know less about Judaism and religion than 99%. Like that's like, it was like shocking to me. Just like that's like a world that you just haven't really explored. Like between whenever you were born and when I met you. So I feel like this is like a new like revelation for you, and you're eating it up. You're fascinated.
I have learned so much from like multiple different sources, obviously, but like that was like the catalyst, I feel like, on my learning journey.
Because I grew up like Protestant, and so but I feel like when you grow up and go to like a religious school, you're like learning about this religion. You're also learning about these cultures and the humanities and everything. That was just not the case for you.
Wait, I have a really important question. Yeah. We talked about this the other day. And so I grew up not religious at all, but did you watch VeggieTales ever?
Ooh,
do you know what VeggieTales is?
I don't know.
We found the one.
Oh, we found one person. Because we were like, because I'm just completely like not, like I just didn't grow up religious at all. He grew up like mildly religious, and we just like
mildly religious.
Is that not that right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What's your mom gonna say?
Yeah, like,
I know, like, mildly? Oh no, Donna.
Got it.
So VeggieTales was like the Sunday school show that they just put on for kids instead of like doing anything real, kind of. But they had the catchiest songs, and so like growing up into an adult, I don't really know that much about religion, but I do know all of the VeggieTales songs.
There's nothing, I will say, I must have introduced VeggieTales to somebody else who had not previously heard it, because I was trying to explain to them some of the songs. I was like, oh, you know this one. There's nothing that makes you sound dumber than trying to explain what VeggieTales is after the fact. Yeah. But also like you get the computer around 5 people who are about our age, and like half of them know it. So you're like, okay, I feel less ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. It's just one of those things from our generation that is like a hit or miss.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna do a deep dive on that after the recording, so you can get the full experience.
I will definitely look into it.
So you're out here, you did a few podcasts.
Yeah.
You're having some fun.
I am living LA.
Okay. I want to hear about things that were well before anyone ever saw you on Netflix.
Okay.
So childhood. What was the dream when you were a kid? What'd you want to be?
A hairstylist.
Hairstylist?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
And where did that like come from?
So where I came from, when you get married, you wear a wig.
Okay.
Right.
So that's like a very common profession, because you don't really need any like official training.
Yep. And you came from
a very like ultra-orthodox religious community.
Got it.
And so that was like something that was like up for grabs, totally cool. I always was into creative things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a hairstylist. I went to cosmetology school, actually.
Oh my God, fun. In Muncie?
It was in Nanuet. It was like 15 minutes out of where I was living, but I waited until I skipped a grade. So I graduated at 17. And
how annoying. Smart.
Smart.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, so whatever. I graduated young. Most people do a gap year in Israel.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So like I didn't want to do another year of schooling. It was like not for me. But my parents didn't want me to go to cosmetology school, because that was like immersed in other cultures. Right. And like, God forbid I can be assimilated or like see other things. So I actually did a kosher culinary school with my mom.
A kosher culinary school?
A kosher culinary school in Brooklyn. And then I went to cosmetology school, and I loved it. Yeah. So I've done so many things. Like I can list off the amount of like little careers I've dabbled in.
Okay. Wait, but I feel like that makes you a very like, so are you still good at cooking and hair?
I mean, I think
Separately.
so. Like I don't like to cook so much now. I feel like I did so much quarantine cooking that I'm like over it for a long time.
You're like, get me a restaurant and Postmates.
Yes, please.
Yes.
But I do enjoy it. It was never something I wanted to actually go into. It was kind of like, we don't want you to go to cosmetology school yet, because you're too young, and you don't want to go to, you don't want to do this gap year. So like, now what?
Would they have supported you going to Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like was like, to me, I was going to have to go to like super strict, all girls.
Oh.
And you would just learn Judaics all day long. It sounded really miserable to me. So I was
it's
like,
not for you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, not for you.
I just like at the age of 18, 17, that's not what I want to spend my 9 to 5 doing.
No.
No.
A lot of people love that year if they go to like a less intense religious school, but like that wasn't an option for me. So
got it.
I was like, no thanks. I'll do something else, like a kosher culinary school. So that was fun.
That sounds so fun. I feel like I needed some kind of culinary education at some point in my life, because
it's too late.
The cooking skills are rough.
It's too late for us.
It's too late, you think?
Yeah.
Never too late. If you enjoy something, try it out.
I think that's the issue, is that I don't enjoy cooking.
Okay, there
I
you go.
really enjoy Postmating.
I don't mind grilling things, but the thought of like getting and dirtying up 15 different dishes to make one thing, No way.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I'm not interested.
It's not for me.
Not at all.
I feel like we need some background too on what the show is about. So you're going to do a much better job like recapping kind of the premise of the show versus me stumbling through it.
Oh, and also if you've already watched the show, you need to comment below whether or not you've actually seen it or not. And then when you have seen it, you need to come back and give us the full review. Yeah.
So watch the whole episode of the podcast, watch all the ads, don't skip anything.
Yeah.
And
make sure
then
to
watch
that.
the show and then come back.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one more time. Watch the podcast, all of the ads, make sure you don't skip anything. Then of course, then go watch it, then come back.
Right.
And make sure you subscribe to everything.
And then wash, repeat.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse, wash, rinse, repeat.
Well, I feel like we've watched it now 1.5 times at least.
I've watched it 2 times for sure.
At least.
Well, because then Jeremy joined me for like the second half of the season.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, you can't just watch the second half. You just start from the beginning. So then we started all over again. And then I think we revisited a few episodes
Because we're nervous and we're like, we have to figure out
we
what
need to know
talk
everything.
about.
Yeah.
Wait, so from your perspective,
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to get the like super high level of like, if you were just to describe what the show is about to someone who haven't seen it, like how would you describe it?
Okay, so I would describe it as the show is about it focuses on my mom because we all grew up in this ultra religious community, and then she left and we all either left with her or slowly trickled out. And it's about how she went from being this ultra religious woman with no education to now being the CEO of Elite World Group. So how that journey took place. And then it's like the present, like how we're living right now.
Nailed
Is that
it.
good?
Yeah, that was perfect. That was so perfect. But I would have stumbled through that in like 15 minutes of like missing all the main plot lines.
But like, it's like not giving it away, but just like watching these things come together. Like I don't love reality television and I don't really relate. I feel like I always just like watch content like that. And I'm just like, oh, this is just like overproduced or this and that. I fell in love with it.
Oh my God, yeah, it's the best. And I think also too, because it's following a family, it's just like so wholesome to see the dynamic between that. Because also too, like you think about some reality shows that are family based and it's like explosive, like petty drama where I feel like that was just not, it was like very relatable in a wholesome way, but also had this element that was just like, especially for me, like not knowing that much about like your background, I just learned so much along the way as well.
I think also just like watching people share their experiences just like from their perspective.
Right.
It's just interesting.
Right.
She's like, yeah, of course. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Duh.
Welcome to reality TV.
Yeah. And so you're married?
I am married.
I'm so mad you didn't bring him.
I
know, Ben.
I didn't know, Ben.
We're mad at you, Ben.
So I hear sometimes people call it Benjamin and then sometimes it's Ben.
No.
Yemen,
It's
right.
It's spelled B.
Benjamin.
Yeah,
you were good. Yeah. So either like his full name is Benjamin Moshe Weinstein. If I'm upset.
Okay. Oh, got it.
You need to get every syllable,
everything out there.
Yeah.
One more time. That was
Benjamin Moshe Weinstein.
got it.
Wow, that's got some power to it. You know, like you could really scream that and like make a statement.
What does he do that makes you typically the most like not mad but mad?
Ooh, this is a good one.
And if you need time to think about it, Lauren can give you 47 things that I do.
I don't know. I have to like think about that one.
Is it not participating in the TikToks?
No, because I feel like I've gotten to the place where I understand when I want him to be involved.
Yeah, I feel the same
like
way.
the full voice is when I'm like calling his name and he's not around and like he can't hear me and then I'm like, hello. So
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not too bad. Like that's not like out of like, I'm so mad at you.
You don't even bother with the TikToks anymore.
Oh, getting Jeremy to TikTok? Yeah, there's just no chance. The fun
he's
thing,
getting more into it, Ben. I don't know if you guys were seeing slowly.
No, I did.
slowly.
I saw the just take a little bite one.
Yeah.
And he did great.
He did. Yeah, I know with him, like I've learned certain things. It has to be really fast. I get a couple of takes.
Yes,
if I don't like
that's it.
Sucks for me.
Yeah, not his problem. Your
Not
problem.
his problem,
So
my
yeah.
problem.
Ben is adjusting to being a TikTok and Instagram boyfriend as well too. Or husband. Sorry,
Husband,
Instagram
yeah.
husband. Yes.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
I will say I downloaded this app that just like takes photos for you because Jeremy's patience wears very
What does that
thin.
mean?
Oh my God, I have to show you afterwards. It's this app where you can set how many photos. Just say I want to take 30 photos.
Oh, wow.
I can do 30 photos and I can do increments of whatever many seconds in between.
I have that.
Yes, you can switch your pose 30 times because Jeremy gives me about 10 photos and then if I don't get it, sucks to be me.
Well,
Yeah.
they look great. I don't know why we would need to take more.
That's
No.
just not how it
No,
works.
no,
Yeah. This is why you're fired. Yeah.
You're like, for the most part, very much, you're more worried about me having a bad time than you are getting the shot half the time. So like I can tell you're like, okay, it's fine. You're good.
It's fine. It's
You're
fine. It's
You're
not
fine.
worth
Yeah,
it.
it's
I've,
not worth it.
learned
Exactly.
It's
Yes,
so
yes,
not
yes.
worth it. You learn like when, like I brought my tripod here with me with my Bluetooth remote, which you need to get.
Ooh, yeah.
Because then you just clicky.
Go. Yeah.
And you
Wow.
can move and you can change.
Yeah.
So I carry it around with me everywhere.
Okay.
Are you
So
good at taking photos like in the streets?
Yeah.
Oh God.
You're not good at that?
No, I'm so bad. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm still so
Because
bad.
of like people or just like angles.
Like, you know what it is too? It's like, I feel like I've been trying to not do the same 3 poses. So then I take a lot of pictures that end up looking really bad. And so I feel self-conscious in front of strangers doing poses that might be a little weird that I'm testing
I just
out.
wave now.
At people, you're just like, hey.
Oh yeah.
I aspire to have that much confidence.
In
You
New York
surprised
City,
me.
you have to.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
so right. Yeah, New York City. Yeah.
New York's different.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say though, in LA, people just like walk around with vlog cameras all the
Yeah,
time. Like
people
it's
are
so
used
much
to it.
more normal now than it was.
LA is filled with it.
Yeah.
You have to plan on someone just doing this, talking.
On occasion, if I'm feeling really bold, I'll be like, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Here's my name.
That's amazing.
Walking around with a QR code on
A
your
little
back.
Karen, you want to
I should
scan
do
my
that.
QR code?
Got it.
So you and Ben have been married for 10 years?
We've been together for 10
10
years.
okay.
We're married for 8, almost 9 in October.
Wow.
And where did you guys meet?
We met at a family barbecue very casually.
Cute.
Like we had mutual family friends. So, but we did like a couple of months of like secret dating because we weren't officially supposed to date.
Got it.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to date for marriage, and he was 18, so it was like a little young for him to.
How old is he?
He's the same. We're the same age.
Got it.
So we
Okay.
ended up getting married at 19 because everyone was like, you either break up or you get married because you can't just date.
Got it.
So we got married.
So you got married.
So you got married. So how long is it typically that you are allowed to date for until you have to make that decision?
So usually people don't like, they're only going to date for marriage. We happened to like start talking, and my mom was already, I guess, like mentally on her way out
Right.
of the community. So she
Right.
was like, okay, you guys can talk, but like if a real suitor comes around, you got to break up. And it just like got to the point where like, this is what we want. And I didn't want to see anyone else. But we did a year of long distance because he went to Israel and did
Right.
a year of studying there. So that was kind of brutal.
And that was after you're married?
Yeah.
No, like when we were dating. So we
Got it.
officially dated for a year, but like only 3 months in person. And then we did a long distance. Yeah.
I just can you imagine being married to the person you met at 17 or 18?
Like who was I dating?
I'll answer mine. No.
I mean, the answer is no. The answer is absolutely no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I can't
but-
imagine it. I would have done, well, one, let's be clear, she would have hated me a hell of a lot more than I think I would have disliked the relationship.
Also, I can't even imagine. You must have been unbearable at 17.
Thank you. Love of my life.
You just because you're such a mature individual now. You're so handsome and mature
Oh,
now.
yeah?
There you go.
I have suitor qualities?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
At 17, I don't know.
Wait, so the average person in the community that you were brought up in then would only really date one person? Or you
No,
wouldn't-
so girls, I would say typically start dating at 18
Okay.
and guys more like 21. So he was
Oh.
considered really young
Oh, he was the young one.
at 19. Yeah,
Got it.
he was 19 when he got married. So I
Got
feel
it.
like, I mean, as a girl getting married at 19, that's really young, but like as a guy, it's even younger.
I guess.
But we did it. And yeah, I mean, but it's a different like dynamic when you get married, your parents are supporting you. You have that like financial support. You're not like
Just like,
going off
yeah.
on your own.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I felt like kind of like a live-in boyfriend
Sure.
more. But just like still a lot of responsibility.
Right.
That's such a mind like gymnastics to think about that.
I know. I have so many questions. So leading up till 18, I think about like all of like the dumb little mini crushes I had from like 12, you know what I mean? Until later on. So like,
I wasn't your first crush.
what?
I wasn't your first crush.
Baby, you're my only crush
Yeah, okay,
and
let's
forever.
let's get moving on. Yeah.
So is it just technically not dating if you're talking to someone
No,
beforehand?
like, I didn't talk to boys at all in high school. No, this was after high school.
Okay.
This
Wow.
was me being like somewhat rebellious.
Okay.
But I told my mom.
Right.
I was like, I'm doing this. And she was like, it's okay. But like, you can't go out in public because she was like, you can date at our house
Mm-hmm.
or like if we went to like a bowling alley
Ooh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But I get it. Because it's like what other people are going to think.
What are we
like,
gonna
community.
think?
Yeah.
Like, because she's like, you need to date someone to like get married, and you're not
Right.
going to marry a 18-year-old. So like, you need to be really careful.
I see. So that was why
So it was really
like,
a secret. So when he left for the year to Israel, like our parents and his rabbis and everyone was like, you guys can't talk. Like this is over. Yeah, because I would distract him from his studies.
Got it.
Real big distraction.
And
so
10 years later, still distracting.
yeah,
Still distracting?
The one thing that remains, you. Mm-hmm.
And then you guys lived in Muncie for how long after that? So when did your mom transition out? And then when did you and Ben follow?
So we got married in 2012.
Okay.
Did you? Were you out of high school?
I was
out of high school, yeah.
Okay, all right. We're the
Yeah,
same age.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because we're 93. Yeah.
It was the height of my fraternity days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frat boy
So
Jeremy,
I
on the
was
scene.
not on the way to getting married. I'll
Okay,
put it,
yeah,
I'll put it that
definitely
way.
not.
We still were not a proper suitor yet at this
No,
age.
no. Yeah, not she's like dying over there. She's like, no, definitely not a proper
really
suitor.
not.
Sorry.
Yep.
And then we actually lived in Israel for a year.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Yeah, so that's something that a lot of couples do because everyone gets married so young. So the boy or the man, I don't know if he's a man yet at 21, I would say the boy,
Yep.
will study in yeshiva, which is like the Judaic school.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl will either just like cook and clean, more or less.
Okay.
You like prepare lunch.
Sounds fun.
And then you clean up and then you prepare dinner. So that was like not my vibe at all. I did it for like a week and I was like, no, thank you. So I ended up working at a salon because I had my cosmetology
amazing. Oh my
God,
license.
that's so fun.
Yeah. So that was like really good for me.
That's fun.
Was it a culture shock at all? Or was it like how
It
was
was,
it?
I feel like we were in Jerusalem. So like you're surrounded by tons of religious people. So it felt pretty normal to me.
Amazing. I can't even imagine like living anywhere but like, you know what I mean? Just like uprooting your life to go anywhere for a year. That's
It's definitely like a different culture. I had my grandparents live there and
amazing.
I have aunts and uncles, and he was there for a year before, so he knew like the lay of the land.
Oh, that's helpful for sure.
But it was cool to, I feel like because we were so young, to be able to go out and have like a year on our own was so helpful for our relationship to like rely on each other and
Right. I'm
figure
sure
things
like,
out.
like speeds up. It like
Oh yeah,
accelerates the
relationship.
Yeah.
100%.
But also, I can't imagine like not having really had any conversations with a girl and then getting married to one.
Yeah, that's like really, so like for us at least, like we had that like year of communication, but most people, I mean, my mom got married after like 5 dates.
5 dates.
5 dates.
Oh.
And like people, like I've had friends like from who I went to high school with, like they were dating a guy for 2 weeks and they didn't like know if he was the one.
And that was just
And
That was bad. Like people who date for 2 months, it's like a long time.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our next sponsor has changed the lingerie game. Savage X Fenty has mastered the design of trendy, fun lingerie that will make you feel sexy and confident.
Yeah, they have.
Cute cutouts, crotchless undies, cupless corsets.
Wait, I have couples corsets.
Cupless corsets.
I haven't seen
I
this.
don't really have a lot to cup, but
Okay.
the idea is really cute. There really are no limits with Savage X Fenty. And lucky for you, when you become a member, you can get 2 bras for $29 plus 50% off everything else with your first VIP order. You can shop that and other looks I've chosen at savagex.com/wild9, the number 9. That's savagex.com/wild9.
Savage X Fenty is lingerie made for everybody with pieces that fit like they were made for you. They look high end and they don't break the bank. Everything is priced under $50, which is a rarity to find in lingerie. Wow, that's really great.
That honestly is
feel
like
like
extremely affordable.
That should be more known.
Yeah.
I guess that's why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing that. We're trying to get paid the big bucks.
But regardless, everyone listening to this should trust me because, I've studied Lauren. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's been modeling around the downstairs? You. Okay.
I have been loving the Feeling Myself set. It comes in a bright neon green that I usually wouldn't be drawn to, but somehow they make it look so hot.
You make it look hot.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
You can shop that and other looks I've chosen at www.savagex.com/wild9. That's savagex.com/wild9.
And don't forget, in order to get 2 for $29 and 50% off, you'll have to become an extra VIP. This is very different from most monthly memberships because there's no commitment to buy or spend. And No minimum amount you must spend each month. That sounds like a really good deal for everyone but Savage X Fenty.
It's the best. It really is the best of both worlds.
Yeah. If you don't want anything that month, you can very easily just skip the month and you won't get charged. You can skip as many months as you want, so go check out savagex.com/wild9 and upgrade your lingerie collection today. Now, go, right now, immediately. Okay, bye. Tilly's, summer is in the air and we're all looking forward to getting together since social gatherings are becoming slightly more normal. The sweatpants and shower every other day just won't cut it.
I'm devastated.
Yeah, at Lauren. I'm trying to reemerge in style, but with that comes smelling good. And well, I discovered a fragrance that does just that and I can't get enough of it. It's called Oh Papagana by Elisier.
Oh Papagana is delightful, exhilarating, and has hints of sparkling citrus because of the sunny orange blossom scent it gives off. This gender-neutral perfume is perfect for any occasion. You hear that, Jeremy? Any occasion. So you could even throw some on while you're working from home. Wow.
That's so nice. Elisier's founder and creator Frank Salzwedel is one of the most celebrated perfume makers in the world of fashion. Can you imagine being a celebrated perfume maker?
What a bougie title.
Wow, that's fantastic. His best-known fragrance creations include Acqua di Gio pour Homme by Giorgio Armani and the smash hit Flower Bomb by Victor Rolf. Every time I'm wearing Oh Papagana, I always get compliments.
For our audience, Elisier is offering 20% off with the code WILD. Go to elisier.com today and capture your mood. That's ELISIRE.com with code WILD.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you saw like with my dad, he was dating someone for like 2.5 months and then they were like talking about getting married. And I'm like, whoa, guys, like, let's slow it down here.
They seemed so in love.
They are.
So
They're getting
cute.
married.
They are.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Your dad is like the quintessential TV dad that you just fall in love with.
Yeah, he was just such
Immediately.
a sweetie.
Yeah.
Oh
I love
my
my dad.
God.
And like you really got to see his like real personality come on. He's just like that
good.
sweetie.
Well,
yeah, that's what it seemed like.
There's like, I've done reality TV. You've done 1,000 things in front of the camera. Like it is very, I think, difficult sometimes to like catch a real understanding of people
Right.
from the way that they're perceived on television, especially
For
when
sure.
it's like, hey, how do we get this to be as like interesting as possible? And like a lot of times it just goes to drama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
And
a
so when
drama.
you like only have a few hours to like see something and really only a few minutes to like see someone and like you enjoy their like personality, that speaks volumes.
Yeah. One of our favorite scenes that we rewatched again, and just it was the most like wholesome and authentic like moment.
Ben
is,
dancing.
Oh my God.
Very wholesome.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my God. One of the highlights. One of the absolute highlights.
That was great, right? That tie.
Yeah.
Little banana. And that was a total surprise for me. Like I actually had
that was
no
genuine.
idea.
Really?
Oh my
No
God.
idea.
Good for Netflix figuring out how to keep that a
remember
secret.
complaining to my mom, I'm like, I have no film time this week.
Oh, you're like, Mom.
You were like,
I
I'm
was
cut.
like, you guys,
Yeah.
I was like, you guys don't like me anymore. And my mom's like, just be patient.
And then they surprised you. I mean, it seems like you're already so good at like being, if you're able to take selfies and stuff and like outfit photos out in the world, I'm sure Ben dancing and doing his, what's that called when it's a flash mob, like a little
Yeah.
flash mob. I'm sure that was nothing. I don't know what I would do if you flash mobbed.
I won't. It's okay. It's okay.
Where was I going with this? Is the scene where Robert meets his
Oh my God.
birth mom. We were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was crying when I saw that. And I really didn't know he was adopted. Like he told me that like on camera. And I was
Really?
like, I thought it was like drama. And I was like, wait,
Yeah.
like for
Actually,
real?
real?
like,
Yeah,
actually?
I think I said like, wait, for real? Like,
You know
you're
what?
kidding me. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's some reactions to it just because like we know so much about reality TV. Like I feel like living in LA makes you jaded. And
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, ugh, like was that on stage? But there were so many moments like in the show where we both were like, oh no, like that was real. Like that was real.
Well, I think it's like tough to find the balance of like, there's some things that like you kind of have to decide before you get to them.
For
So it's
sure.
like, although it's an organic moment, it's like you have to talk about doing it before you get there. Otherwise it'd be impossible to film. Otherwise it would take years
Yeah.
to get anything. But also on the flip side, it's like some things you just can't plan. There's
Yeah.
no way that some reactions can be organic.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that was definitely kept from us.
Yeah.
And then they like said, and I was like, wait, like for real?
Or like actually?
yeah. And then I was like, wait, was that like was that a reaction that
Yeah,
people
for real?
have? Like, I don't know.
What?
Was that normal?
Well, last week's episode is about how like I met my birth father for the second time. over some random
I
lunch
heard
or
that.
whatever.
It
So
sounded
yeah,
really entertaining.
it was a thing. I mean, I enjoyed it.
The meeting of your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Was it as emotional as Robert's meeting?
No.
Honestly, the most emotional part was Jeremy getting back into the car and saying, I need to get Botox
Immediately.
immediately because I see how my face will
Yep.
age at 45.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And not a wrinkle in sight. And we'll stay this way until I'm
Do
dead.
it. Yeah.
I'll just be frozen in time.
I'm all for it.
But you like see yourself and you're like, is that me? And I'm not doing that.
That's you.
Yeah.
That was you.
That's me if I lived in Missouri.
That's you if you lived in Missouri. Exactly.
And I don't
Exactly.
anytime soon.
How was the transition to New York? Because like I lived in Toronto for 5 years, and like going from Toronto to New York for me is a culture shock. I'm like, it's so fast paced, and I'm like an anxious individual, and I freak out. And so I can't imagine going from the pace of like your hometown to, I guess, in Israel, I'm sure is like something totally different, and then going to New York City.
Yeah, so I grew up coming to the city. Like I would go shopping with my mom in high school.
Okay, yeah.
So I like always loved the energy of the city, but I never thought it would be like a possibility for me to live there.
Right.
And once my mom moved there and my brother was living there, like it was kind of like I needed to get out of Muncie,
Sure.
and I knew I wanted to leave. So I'm like, the city is my dream, and it was just like about like being able to afford living there,
Right.
And like I was like, I want to buy coffee and be able to go out and
You get one.
Yeah, you get one. You get avocado toast, or you get
You get one.
yeah.
Yep.
So I just wanted to like wait until I could actually like live.
Yeah.
And then we made the move. So we were living in a more like not suburban, but like residential area. And now we moved downtown a couple of months ago. So now we're like authentically in the city.
You're
That's
in
what
the
I
city.
feel.
Got it.
Right.
And I love it.
I
It
mean,
was just like,
it's New York.
It's New York City. It's amazing.
It's New York City.
Like
It's
we
New York
both
City.
have no interest in ever living there, but I think it's the best city in the world. I think you guys can have it. And like, I'm super excited to like visit, like every 4 or 5 weeks, hopefully for ever on until I don't want to do business anymore. But like, I can't imagine living there. It's so hard. I think it's hard.
All my New York friends make it seem like it's so fun. And I have had great times in New York with New York friends who like know exactly like where to take me to places that they know that I'll be a better energy match for.
Okay.
But like I run at such a high frequency energy, and then the high frequency energy of New York City sends me into a spiral.
Okay. I get that.
But like I see the appeal, and like I want to be someone who can like thrive in that environment. I just know
It's not for you. It's not for you.
and that's okay.
yeah. In small doses, it can be enjoyable for me.
Are you
Doing
going to
the
be in
right
New York
things.
forever?
For now.
Okay.
I don't like to say like forever and ever.
Do you have plans to are you thinking about
If I can like afford to live in New York City as like and have like a family there, then I would probably say yes. But maybe Miami, I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was
Everyone's
saying that
gonna do
earlier. Miami.
How would mom feel about that?
If my mom would move too.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
But
it'd be a family
I
decision.
feel like she would love, she loves New York, right?
Yeah, no, my
Yeah.
mom loves New York.
We were like,
We like the heat too. Like New York gets brutal in the winter.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Toronto is the same climate, and it's
Yeah.
I mean, when I moved to LA, I like specifically was like, I will never do another winter again. Like there's just
Miserable.
it's miserable.
You get so soft though. Like when I'm from outside Chicago. She's like, if it's 50 degrees, I'm freezing now. Like I can't.
Your
handle
body
shit.
adjusts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're so
no,
soft.
you know what though? People always say they're like, oh my God, like you grew up in Canada, like why can't you tolerate the cold better? And I'm like, no, I moved away from it because I cannot tolerate the cold, and I have never
Exactly.
tolerated from the cold. I was like, I moved for a purpose.
It's terrible. Okay, so I'm curious. As far as like your day-to-day like life, now that you've like been on one of the biggest, if not the biggest streaming platform in the entire world.
That deserves a season
Sam.
2.
That deserves a season 2.
Sam.
Like what was it like shocking as like how much your life changed, or was it kind of crazy like how like some things just didn't change? Like where are you at?
I feel like because I was on TikTok, so I have this large following there,
Yeah.
that I've gotten the recognition like randomly around, let's say like if I'm traveling somewhere within the United States. So I like gotten used to like, I know how to like greet people and like ask them like, there's just like a way, because otherwise you're really awkward and you're like, hi.
Right.
Yeah, and you understand social media.
Yeah. So like now like I got that a little bit. Now it's obviously like on a much higher level. And it's like I've like met people in like the grocery store when I like coming downstairs like after a sweaty workout, and I'm like, okay, I need to be mindful of that now.
Right.
So she's like, oh my God, I was just watching you last night. And I was like, hi.
Remember that version?
I'm just coming to buy milk. So that's been different.
Right.
But I feel like it's not as big of a shock to me.
Yeah.
Right.
As opposed to like my family members who are more like, this is like, oh my God.
I want to see Shlomo in the club.
Shlomo.
Yeah, Shlomo up in the club.
Shlomo was in the club. Oh my, all the ladies.
I
I bet Shlomo's DMs are packed
Shlomo's
now.
DMs. Oh my. You guys would have a field day with those.
I would love to do a segment just on Shlomo's DMs.
Yeah, me too. That'd
Down
be
in the
so
DMs
much
of
fun.
Shlomo.
You should do a TikTok series on Shlomo's DMs.
I should.
Yes.
That would be
God.
great
Absolutely.
content. He'll be married in no time.
Yeah. Well, we just want him to
get out
People
there.
are like, I'll take away your, I'll take your flower for you. Like it gets,
Right, I'm sure girls are
don't worry, I'll be
offering.
gentle.
Well, ladies, head over to Instagram.
Yeah, Shlomo
Slide
is
in DMs.
on the market.
Shlomo is on the market.
Is he
no
overwhelmed
girlfriend.
with like the amount of like female attention he's getting?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got to be. I mean,
Like,
right?
well, yeah, what would you even
Yeah.
like? I wouldn't even know like where to start.
I feel like people are like, they don't, his friends who have like played the field are like, you're not taking advantage of this.
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they're like, dude,
Yeah.
you have this is
Yeah.
like the holy grail moment.
He's
Like,
like conniving friends to get in there and go, just give me your phone.
Yeah.
Just let me do the rest.
and you're like, okay, I've set you up with dates, 5 dates this week, 5
Right.
dates next week.
Yeah. Do you check your schedule?
is
He
booked.
needs a friend, like, because people will message me. I'm like, I'm not getting involved. Like, no, thank you. Like, I was like, slide into the DMs like every other person.
Well, but your sister's so you could just tell she doesn't need any help.
No.
She
Oh,
could
yeah.
just
Miriam
like
is-
navigate.
Yeah,
Right?
she's great. Yeah,
Guys, girls, doesn't matter.
She has it down.
Yeah.
She's like a pro.
How old is she now?
21.
Well, she carries herself a lot older than that.
Yeah, because she left, like, she graduated high school early.
Yeah.
She was living on her own at like 16.
Whoa.
Wow.
So yeah, when she went to college and all of her friends were like drinking for the first time, she was like a seasoned adult. She's like the mom of her group. Takes care of everyone.
Cute.
I feel like that's like the way you have to be in New York. Otherwise, like you'll just get like walked over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What I'm curious about like how your friend circle has changed.
Ooh, yeah.
Like leaving Muncie and then going to New York and like living in like a kind of a new life, but then also like I feel like this is like another chapter on top of that of like doing this show. Like there's just so many different kind of like transition periods you've gone through.
So I would say like my close friends that I'm still close with from Muncie are after high school. Like I'm not really close with anyone from high school just because it's like I talk to some people here and there, but very infrequently. I have one friend that I'm close with, but she's not religious
Got it.
at all. So we both live in the city. It's easy. And then when I moved to the city, I made like a whole new group of friends, which I'm so thankful for because they were kind of like able to bring me in and like make Ben comfortable with pants. Like when I would go out with them, I'm like, guys, wear the smallest clothing you can. Wear pants, wear biker shorts, wear
Like we are throwing Ben into this.
Oh
at
yeah,
full
that would be
speed.
like our girl chat. I'm like, what is everyone wearing? I'm like, please, like this. There needs to be pants in the situation because like I need him to see that.
But so it's okay.
Yeah, backtrack,
I'm gonna walk it
backtrack.
back. Okay, so for those who haven't seen, once again, finish this entire episode, all the ads, then go watch all
watch
of
the
Netflix,
show.
then go back watch this entire
Yes.
thing again.
Yes.
Make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, but to the pants issue, right?
Yeah.
So like, what is if in your best and I this is unfair to make you do it, but like, so what is the reasoning as far as like
Yeah.
why women would not wear pants?
Yeah, so pants are way back when.
Yep. Back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
well, even like in American society, there's something called beged-ish, which like women aren't supposed to wear men's clothing.
God.
Oh, I
So-
would never.
Lauren, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
all
Lauren's
my
out.
clothing.
Lauren's out.
So that was kind of like where it came from. So I don't know, in the past like 70 years, women have started wearing pants. So now it's
Only been
because
70 years?
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I guess, yeah.
I have no
But
idea.
I was talking to someone. I did like an interview with New York Times Style, and the woman who was interviewing me said in the 70s she wasn't allowed to wear pants to work.
You know what's
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? My neighbor, she is 78 or something now, and she works. She's like this like very like like harsh Scottish lady, and so she
Harsh.
that harsh is not the word.
Intentional.
Okay.
Intentional, but she's like a badass. She's like a badass Irish lady or Scottish lady. And she, same thing, was like, she's like, hey, yeah, you had to wear dresses or skirts. And she worked in like a very male dominant media company. And like, she was so tough that like she could take on anyone, but she had to do it in a skirt and a dress.
Yeah, like it wasn't a thing. So until like pants became women's clothing as well, that's when like the modern Orthodox community took it on, and it's like women wear pants. It's not a big deal. So that's where like the stigma comes around from it.
A couple of guys saw Lululemons and they go, no, this is okay. This is great. We should adopt
We're okay
this.
with this.
Definitely.
Guys, let's go ahead. It's green light on the pants thing. Yeah. That's probably what it was. Do you remember when before yoga pants were a thing? Like that was not that long ago, like 10 years ago, where I feel like it was not okay. Like it was not socially acceptable for girls to wear just
People
like
Maybe even like 5 years. I feel like athleisure wasn't a thing until recently.
That was like, there was pushback for sure. Also, remember the jeggings phase?
Ooh, that was terrible.
That was bad. Yeah, jeggings. That I'm glad that
I missed the jeggings phase.
jeggings phase was tough. I keep seeing all these style TikToks saying how low-rise jeans are coming back, and I'm like, we are leaving that in 2009. Absolutely not.
I think the 90s are coming.
The 90s, it's fine if some things come back, but like low-rise anything needs to stay way back.
No.
Way.
Okay, so languages then. You said that there's so obviously English.
Hang on, I want to go back to the band.
I have
the
so many
I
questions.
know.
Go ahead, you go first.
No, because I just love your attitude of like all your girlfriends need to be like wear whatever you want, be free.
Yes.
And we'll start like weaning Ben onto. And so, do you identify as modern?
Yeah, I identify as modern Orthodox. So when we moved to the city, I wanted to wear pants when we were already living in Muncie, but I was living in this like very strict community. I'm very respectful, like when I go back there on how I dress. But I was like, we're moving to the city. I'm giving you 1 year to get used to me, because he was really against it. Just because how we're raised, it's like if you wear pants, that means you're not religious and like you're not affiliated. We didn't know any other kinds of Jews. That was like the only ones that we knew.
Totally.
So the people we knew who wore pants were not religious at all. So it was like, if you leave, you're either leaving the religion to wear pants or you're.
So pants represented something that you were not.
You're not in like a bad.
So we had to find like
with a bad feeling.
that have like the bring them together.
Exactly. So I'm like, we're gonna make friends who are at a similar religious level. They wear pants. They wear whatever they want. They wear tank tops. I didn't start wearing tank tops till this year either.
Wow.
Yeah, just like little things that you grew up with that like are like new to me.
Well, like I think people can like it's very easy for someone who does not know the culture or the people to look at that and go, "That's ridiculous. They're crazy. I can't like that's outrageous." And what I don't think people realize is like if that's all you know, and if you associate things that like I think any reasonable person would say, "Oh, I don't want to be associated with that," and there's a tie between them, like that's what they're thinking. Like I don't know, Ben. I can't imagine. And if he was here, I'd let him like explain it for himself. But like I can't imagine it's about the pants. It's about something that was
it wasn't. It was about like the
pants.
stigma about wearing pants and like what people would say or what they perceive of you. Even though at that point, like I was slowly like my skirts were getting shorter and shorter. So I'm like,
for the audio listeners, it's just it started at the ankles.
So I was like, it doesn't make sense that like you think me wearing a mini skirt's okay, but I can't wear a pair of pants. Like pants are so much more modest.
Right. Yeah, it's covering so much more skin.
Yeah, it's all like it doesn't make sense. Like when he talks about it now, he's like, I know it didn't make sense, but like that's how I was raised, that it was bad. And when you have this bad association, you don't want to go with it.
I mean, it's hard to like shift that perspective.
I feel the same way about Orange Smirnoff.
Oh my God. It was raspberry for me.
Raspberry?
I like the raspberry one.
Yeah.
So see, that's what I drank in high school. So it's like that has that makes me nauseous just thinking about it.
Yeah, a little bit of an aversion. Yeah,
a little bit of an aversion.
And nothing wrong with Smirnoff, although, not my favorite.
I honestly enjoy Smirnoff Ice.
What?
Yeah. Refreshing.
Not sponsored.
They're kind of refreshing.
Sadly.
Yeah, but Smirnoff, if you want to have on the DMs, I'm down.
Okay,
Smirnoff Ice.
So fashion changed.
Yes, fashion changed.
Okay, so he's not here, so we can bully him, right? So what other things do you feel like he's like? Okay, let's give him some credit first.
Okay.
What do you feel like he has grown the most from, or like changed in like the positive way? Let's do positive things first.
I think being okay with change.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he was just like, he likes to take things really slow.
Yep.
So I think now he's just more. Now he'll look at something I'm wearing and he'll be like, okay. And
Okay.
I'm like,
We're doing
it. This is what I was like. Yep. And
Yeah.
then
he's like,
kind of,
yep.
he's like, yep. And there's no conversation. It's kind of like, yep.
Ooh.
Well, because he loves fashion and style too.
He loves
so I feel
fashion.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, that's for those who haven't watched it, that's an understatement. The man is dripping.
Yeah, I'm gonna
designer.
plug him for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ben has started doing personal styling.
Wow.
You can
Amazing.
slide into his DMs and get him men's styling.
men's styling.
Men's styling.
I wear
No
men's
women's
clothes though,
styling.
so you're like, that is my man.
Yes.
Shlomo is who you're looking for. Yeah.
Although the single ladies go to Shlomo. If you're a man who wants help with your image,
Got
then
it.
go to Ben.
Go to Ben.
Okay.
Ben actually influenced me, and I'm still on the fence about buying a sweater that he was wearing in the show.
Which one?
It was the blue Dior Air
Oh, you should
sweater.
get it.
Can you get it in an XL so that I can wear it too?
Sweater. You know I only wear XL, so
Great. Except for Dior, I'll need like an XXXXL.
L. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally, he was wearing it, and I was Googling this sweater as I was working, so I was like, this is the best.
I want to talk about fashion eventually and get into that, but I'm not there yet because so change, that's good.
Change,
We're coming around to change.
Yeah.
What else do we want to give him credit for?
Oh.
We're gonna take things away soon.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
Credit?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I would say just like being my rock. Cause I went from like being super close to my mom and then she left and she was like going on her own personal journey.
Right.
And she wasn't able to like be there for me emotionally. And I was upset and I had a bad relationship with her for a couple of years.
Totally.
And Ben was kind of that person who like kept us connected. And he's like, she's your mom. She loves you. Like, don't be mean.
Wow.
He would talk to her if I was like, you know, and kind of be the go-between.
Yeah.
So we give him lots of credit for
Oh,
that.
wait, I love
Yeah.
that though. Well, because I feel like your mom too, and this is a big part of the show, had her own massive journey that she needed to do for herself.
Yeah.
And I mean, likewise for you and Ben as well as a couple and for individuals. And it was just so, and like that was such a big part of the show. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but like seeing everyone kind of progress at their own pace and find themselves and then kind of like still have so much love for each other as a family.
Yeah, that's what I think like I tell people is just like really beautiful just because we're all at different levels of observance and beliefs, but we all value family above everything else. And I think that's like such a special message to share with people
That's
that
a difficult role to play too.
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
it's a lot. Yeah, and my parents' like relationship with each other, like
That was
they
so
just-
wholesome too.
yeah, and that's like really how it is. And people always are like, that's weird. I'm like, no, like you should do this too.
Yeah, no, it seemed very genuine. It seemed so genuine. What was the conversation like for you and Ben before, like who initiated the conversation to be like, hey, I would be interested in going to New York City? Like, what was that like as a couple?
Me. Oh, me.
Yeah.
And what
I'm
was
the
Ben's
change
reaction?
girl.
Got it.
You're the change girl. And
I'm
he's
the change girl.
Okay.
So I think like just like going back to when we were living in Israel, I wanted to travel. Like I wanted to experience. And his friend was getting married in London. So I'm like, this is an amazing opportunity. Like your parents are paying for our tickets to fly there. So like let's use our money to like make some stopovers and places. He's like, no.
What?
So I literally cried and I was like, all you have to do is show up. I'm going to plan everything. You just got to be there. And then
It's a pretty good deal for him.
Such a good deal. And
I'm a professional just showing up. So yeah, you have him call me next time. Yeah.
I just show up. He ended up loving it. So I think like a lot of things, like he's coming, he slowly, it's been like 10 years. So he knows like if I'm really tugging on something, he'll probably enjoy it. He just like has to be okay with going for the ride. So I'm always an initiator.
Got it.
And then I let him take his time to like come on board.
I feel like that's a really good dynamic that I'm sure you guys have perfected over the span of 10 years of you being like, hey, I want to do this. And he's like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he does that at his own pace. Like, I feel like that's probably a learning curve that you guys had to figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like a lot of people from like where I came from were like, oh, your poor husband. Like, really pulled him into the dark side. And I'm like, no, he's like loving his life. Like,
yeah, do you
he
see
would
this
not
Dior
be
sweater?
doing-
He's thriving.
Exactly, thriving. I'm like, if he didn't want to do this, he wouldn't still be here. So
Right.
he's loving it.
Was there any pushback from him before the show started?
No, I think like he understood that we were playing a very important role to show that there are still people who have religion in their lives, but also live secular like lifestyles, and you can balance both. And I think it's relatable to anybody from any religion. Like you can have religion and have a career and have a family and all those things and be able to show that you can balance that.
Totally. I mean, I don't, we are proof. You don't have to know a single thing about Judaism or religion or anything to get something out of the show.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
And that was such like I just didn't grow up religious, and so it was again just like a learning thing for me, and just so fascinating,
I like how I thought I pretended that as if like I wasn't in
I know. I don't know. What, literally, I saw you doing that, and I was like, you realize that you're in our shot,
I forget
right?
that like usually I can take a drink.
Sneaking water.
No, yeah, it'll just be me just like over here just.
Super sneaky, babe.
Well, I'm gonna turn the AC off because
Super
I'm
sneaky.
freezing, so I can't imagine how cold
Really?
you are.
Actually, I would love a pee break right now. Okay, please.
Great.
Oh, great.
Pee break. Go ahead.
I used to think my skin goals were unattainable. The amount of money that I have had to spend on dermatologists prescribing me new creams and face washes that just did not work for my skin is unreal. It gets extremely frustrating when your skin doesn't feel at its best, and personally, it's really affected my self-esteem. Thankfully, I found Curology.
Whether you're trying to take control of acne or if acne is no longer your top skin concern, fine lines, dark spots, occasional breakouts, or clogged pores, Curology will customize a prescription formula with 3 active ingredients picked for you to tackle your skincare needs.
We know with age comes, aging. Ugh, I'm literally aging like to a new number.
Oh my God.
This week.
Okay.
Which is something that I am actively trying to avoid.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I made sure to note that fine lines and dark spots were a main skin concern right now as I turn 28.
Okay.
And Curology will match you with a licensed dermatology provider who gets to know your skin, and if it's a good fit, you'll get a customized prescription cream to address your needs.
I'm going to say it. I love their cleanser. There's some things you didn't think that were going to come out of my mouth.
Jeremy used to wash his...
Okay. All right. No. Let me just go. I'll tell my story.
Okay.
It leaves my skin just feeling like, fresh and smooth. And it's just become part of my bathroom counter, which is a select amount of products that I feel very, very, very special about.
It really is.
Anyway, so take control of acne, dark spots, breakouts, or whatever your unique concerns may be with a powerful skincare treatment made for you today. Go to Curology.com/wild for a free 30, I didn't even get a free 30-day trial.
I know. Sucks to suck.
Okay. Well, anyway, go to Curology.com/wild for a free 30-day trial. You just pay for shipping and handling. That's CUROLOGY.com/wild to unlock your free 30-day trial. See Curology.com for all the details.
TikTok, I find, has the meanest people on TikTok.
Oh my God.
Just being on YouTube, being on Instagram, being on Twitter, like the TikTok viewers, although TikTok is hands down my favorite platform that I've ever been on.
Screen time is quite ridiculous.
Screen time is alarming how much time I spend on it. But I do find...
Could you share this couch maybe a little bit more?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
you know what it is that we've been sitting on it for so long that I'm sinking into the middle because the sides
Okay.
are much higher.
Yeah, sure.
And so the weight of your booty hole has been just making it sink lower and
Okay.
lower.
Well, we'll cut that part. Let's keep going.
And keep all of that. So, I'm sure that you are not a total stranger to people leaving judgmental, mean, just like completely uncalled for comments on your TikTok.
Have
But
people said mean things to you, baby?
someone called me on Instagram that they called me a lemon ass bitch ass.
Lemon
What
ass
is
bitch ass?
that?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Does
So
that
anyways,
mean like you're tart? Like
yeah, I
Ooh.
know. Is it like you're sour? Like, I'm still trying to piece together. But that is my favorite insult that I've ever received as of lately. Is
Yeah.
that I'm a lemon ass bitch ass.
Do you have a favorite diss?
Insult
or,
that-
I think that stuck
no.
out. Okay, got it.
That's good. You should keep that attitude because you don't need to accept it into your life. But has any kind of backlash sparked that's been different from just like being on social media after the show came out?
I think like we got a lot of in the beginning, like real, from the community, but that's really died down. A lot of positive feedback, which is so nice to hear, like different people's journeys about from
amazing.
different religions
Yeah.
as well, or people who had similar upbringings.
I think also too the demographic of people who are served your content on TikTok are probably
TikTok is the worst.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say the
TikTok
opposite. Do you
is-
feel like TikTok is worse?
The comments
Yeah.
I feel like are much worse because people, I would say on Instagram, like at least the people are coming on my page because they know who I am.
You're so right.
Yeah.
It's intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional. They know me. Like if they're coming to say something mean, like they have something specific to say. Whereas
Right.
TikTok, like they could never have seen you before. You're on their For You
Yes.
page. They have no emotional ties to you.
Yes.
So they feel comfortable saying whatever the hell they want.
I guess.
No, you're so right. You're so right. So what I was thinking is that even just like I kind of grouped together like social media viewers versus Netflix viewers because Netflix viewers I feel like is on just like the demographic is just different. You know, it's
Right.
people of all ages, all genders, whereas on social media, like you probably have a predominantly female audience who are, you know, millennial, maybe Gen Z age, but like I just feel like the feedback will be different from your Netflix viewers versus social media. But I completely agree.
Sorry.
Your theory around TikTok of people not having any kind of emotional attachment is 100% accurate.
So they're brutal.
Well,
Brutal,
also, every
brutal.
time like a video starts to trend and goes up on like the YouTube's like, you know, like it's number 13 in the
Oh
world.
my God.
And it starts to like people will just for whatever reason just discover things like, why would I care about these two people? And like you don't need to. Just
it's
move
fine.
on.
Just
Yeah,
go. There's so much
exactly.
content. Like
Yeah.
keep
Or-
going,
yeah.
keep going.
With
Yeah.
like my mom's closet videos, I did so many of them, and like I did so many because like I got a
They were doing
lot,
so well.
and they were doing so well, and people
Yeah.
were always asking like, I want to see more. And then I would get so many comments like, oh my God, this girl's showing her closet again, and I'm like, and but I love my followers because they'll like bite back and be like, so don't watch it.
Right.
Like,
Or,
why
like,
are you here?
You're just jealous. Like you wish your closet looked like this.
I
feel
love
like
that.
On Twitter, every time I like actually see that someone mentioned me and like it's like something negative, it's the person that responded back of just like you don't have to fight your battles because someone will do it for you.
Yeah, that's really nice when you get to that point where people are like sticking
They'll
up for
stand
you.
up for
Yep.
you.
Like,
Yep.
thank you so much. I
you.
really appreciate
I
you.
appreciate that.
I mean, something that we always talk about too, and we were trying to find even just one thing in the entire world where everyone agrees upon something, and it's impossible. So like whether it be a music genre, a type of food, a color, like there will never be something that exists in the entire world that
Never.
everyone agrees on. And that's like it's a hard pill to swallow, I feel like, when it's an easy pill to swallow. Like the concept is so obvious and clear, but it's a hard thing to remember. I feel like when you're on the receiving end of like any kind of backlash or negative feedback.
No, it's hard. It's like, and your mental health can really get to you. So I feel like if you can protect that however you can, I
Yes.
feel like if a video has over 100,000 views, like automatically I can't look at the comments because I know like people are going to be saying,
Just
mean-
wait until you see this video because people are gonna be so nice. I already know it.
We really do have the best viewers. They're so sweet and like
Watch
so
it just filled with hate.
It just this is the one episode where they're like, Lauren sucks this episode.
Also, can we go to the wide real quick and just see Moose
Yeah,
just
cut
hanging?
to the wide.
Uh-huh.
Moose is
Aw,
puppies.
What the fuck? Come on.
Big stretch.
Come back, be cute.
Big stretch. Oh,
Yes.
there's a little tail walking out of screen.
And so how's Ben dealing with it? Because this is new for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was really funny. Like the first article that we had out, it said like, Ben. Oh, it's also funny. I could just mention this. I don't know if they'll include it, but his name is Ben.
Right.
But he made his Instagram account like 2 months ago, and Ben Weinstein was taken, so it's BENN Weinstein. So now all the articles that say his name spell his name
With two N's.
BENN, and it is so funny to see. But he started off before the show. He had one post up, and now he has a full grid,
Wow.
Like 9.
9 photos.
That's big.
Maybe
Yeah.
10 by the time this goes up.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 10.
Maybe 10. We'll see. I'm letting him do his own thing because I don't want to be in charge
At
of
his
it.
pace. Yeah, at his pace.
You also, you don't want to be in charge
No,
of that.
thank you.
Yeah, because that's only going to either you're going to care more or he's going to care more, and then you'll be like, okay, then you just do it.
Yeah.
it's-
No, thank you.
I think the reason that Lauren and I work is because we do gravitate and care towards different things, but I feel like they complement each other,
Yeah, I think so.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'll throw a completely unedited photo up on any or everything, and anytime I like actually care about it, it's supposed to me doing a bad job. I'll ask you to fix it, and then I just accept it for what it is. And I'm like, could we actually do
Right.
a couple edits on that?
Right.
Yeah, but that would drive you crazy.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's a big
no
no
for me.
Big no.
How is the rest of your family adjusted to? Oh wait, also before we even talk about that, what's it like coming off of filming? Like I feel like there's a weird period where you've captured all this content and then it doesn't because like how long was the edit process?
We finished filming in November of
pretty quick.
2020.
2020, right? So then December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So
When did
9
it go
months.
In July.
Oh, July. Okay,
In
so
July.
8 months.
Yeah.
So like, what's that period like where you're anticipating this like huge, like, well, it's just you guys share just so much like intimate
Yeah.
moments.
I feel like you just like the week after it's kind of weird because you're used to like being on. It was like I couldn't make any plans because I didn't know my schedule until like 2 days before. So that I think it just took time to get used to a new schedule.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. Like it was fun. We enjoyed it.
What your shoot days, were they consistent or like how much time were you
Yeah,
taking?
it was like pretty pretty like 9 weeks, maybe 8 or 9 weeks
Wow.
in a row. Yeah.
Holy, that's a lot.
Yeah. But you're not filming
every
24/7.
single yeah, for sure. It's just so interesting. So Craftopia is I guess semi-scripted. Would it be semi-scripted? Reality? No, it'd be non-scripted, right?
Unscripted.
Unscripted.
Yeah.
Unscripted. It's a craft competition show, and we can shoot.
On HBO Max, you're an executive producer and host for.
Yeah.
Season 2 coming out soon.
Season 2 dropping in October.
And so when you're done with this podcast, and then you watch all of Netflix,
and then
you
go watch all of Craftopia season 1.
Yeah.
No, but like we are able to shoot 10 episodes in 10 days.
Wow.
Which is such a crazy concept because like you're just capturing so much. Also, because this is just not something that either of us have ever done. How much content do you think that you shot goes into the show? Like what percentage wise?
I don't know. I think they say like a week of filming is 1 episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think so. I feel like if you look at like any reality TV, like The Bachelor, like every episode is like 1 week. So I feel like they just cut everything. So I feel like a lot of it goes into it, but it's a very edited version.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
the
episodes
points
are short. How long are they?
No, it's like good length. Like 50.
It depends.
I
I
wanted
think like
them
some
longer.
are like 35 minutes and some are 50 minutes.
I needed an hour and a half each one. I wanted a movie every time.
A movie every episode?
Yeah. Well, when we did that stupid acapella singing show, the reason it took a week is because you had to learn music and like dancing and everything. So like that's why
I would need. So Jeremy was an ex acapella. Like, have you ever seen the movie Pitch Perfect?
Yes.
So Jeremy was basically Pitch Perfect.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I am Pitch Perfect.
You are
yes.
Pitch Perfect.
So,
And so
and
he was on a reality show where it was literally Pitch Perfect, like acapella groups competing against
What
each
was it
other.
called?
I will send you so many links
Oh
afterwards.
wait, like did I watch it?
It's called The Sing Off.
Yes.
Shut up.
I have like songs on my phone. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a Jewish thing. Are you ready to learn something Jewish?
Yes.
Oh my God.
There are 2 periods of the year when you're not supposed to listen to music, live music, because you're in mourning.
Okay.
And what you're able to listen to is a cappella music. So wait, I'm gonna pull
Fan
this
base
up.
that you don't even
You
know.
don't actually have this on your phone.
No, I
yeah.
100%
Help yourself,
have
buddy.
in my phone. Is this okay that I'm looking up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Also, are you okay with a little buddy next to
Oh,
you right
it's
now?
fine.
Moose.
Here, the sing off.
Oh, this is also adorable.
Where's the love, sweet Caroline? Yeah.
Wait, who are the groups? Who are the groups?
Okay, we have Tufts Beelzebub.
Beelzebub, yeah.
Okay,
From Tufts
sorry.
University.
Okay.
Yeah. Different season, but yeah.
Max Factor.
Oh, I don't. That's
Voices of Lee.
Okay.
The SoCals.
Oh, yeah, I think this is like season 1. You're like old
Maybe.
school.
Yeah. Noda.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You.
Oh, you were the second person to be like, I have the sing off music on my phone. And it is my favorite moment that ever exists because it is just shocking.
When I get a $47 royalty check
Okay,
every month.
you need to you need to send me
I'm
your,
gonna send you
your
so there's
please.
the best episode is that he's dancing and he got chosen from the group to drop his pants.
Yeah. Ben wouldn't like that.
Ben would not like that.
Ben wouldn't like that.
And
Not
he
Ben
drops
approved.
his pants and he just has the boxers on, but it's like part of the choreography and it is hysterical.
Hi, buddy. Yeah.
Also Moose just hanging.
Just hanging. Yeah, just coming to hang out. Yeah, but like that took a week because you had to like learn all the shit.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you have so much, and that would take me much longer than a week.
Well, I was
to
with
learn
a college group of like 10 guys, 7 of which like had 3 left feet.
that. Right.
Just painfully.
right.
It
Like,
was a great show.
Yeah.
I'm so sad that I missed its prime.
Yeah. It's out there somewhere. Someone has a copy of it somewhere.
What do you mean? We have it on YouTube.
Right. That too. That too.
Everything on the internet
tagged
lives
below.
forever. Yeah, link below.
Here's a
below.
hard question that
Yeah.
there's no chance that you actually, well, maybe you have an answer to this. Okay. Let's say you could be on any other TV show. Yeah. What's like one that like would be fun?
I think like not actually, but my friends used to joke that I should go on The Bachelor. And then like it would be like they would tease to like she has a big secret that she needs to reveal. And then you find out I'm actually married.
She's actually married,
And
yeah.
just there for the Instagram followers.
Got it. I don't think it's that many
Wait, should
seasons
Shlomo
off.
be on The Bachelor?
Oh my God.
Shlomo should be on
Shlomo should be on The Bachelor.
Netflix should start their own version
of
and,
Shlomo
yeah.
for The Bachelor.
That would be great.
We have to call it something else, so it can't be that, but we'll call it Netflix.
Fortunately, we have Reed Hastings here, who's able to speak to it. I'm kidding. We don't have Reed Hastings here. That's a lot. Oh, buddy.
Moose,
Oh,
oh,
no.
no.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh, he has an itch.
We got an itch.
I could tell.
I know.
Moose, come here. Who's down? Come here. Come in. No? Okay. You don't want to.
Just
Okay, got it. He just wants to stay and be awkward. Got it. Okay. I'll take that, Bachelor. I accept that answer.
You accept that answer? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a great answer. Wow. Oh my God. I'm still reeling over the acapella thing for
this has been an hour of us just fangirling at this point.
Yeah, but also loving that we
have a shared history.
Yeah, basically you are a part of the history.
Isn't that great?
That's
you
so
have
nice.
something in common with everybody.
There are people who listen to your music every year because
when they're in mourning. Yeah, thank you. That's wonderful. Did you not catch the irony there? They were like, yeah, it's like there's 2 parts of the year. They're like, you can't have any happiness, any joy.
Right.
And so we just play acapella music on nonstop.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Moose. He was about to climb right over. We saw it happen.
No,
Should I hop off?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's just being awkward.
Yeah, but it's long periods of time. It's like 3 weeks at a time.
He's so distracted.
I know. He just will scoot him off.
I got him. No worries. Okay, we got rid of Moose. He forgot personal space.
Forgot. Moose doesn't know personal space.
Never had personal space.
Moose has never known personal space.
Wait, okay. Are dogs big in?
No.
Okay, you lost me there.
You had a family dog, right?
We had a family. So we got. Well, I used to be petrified of dogs because no one I knew had a dog.
Yeah.
But Ben's family had a dog, which was like really, nobody else had one.
Sure.
And he lived in an area where it was like ultra, like really a lot of Hasidim lived there. And so they would like walk the dog and like the little children would come out and be like, ooh, it's a dog.
Whoa.
But it's really actually a lot of people don't have it because some people say like on Shabbat, which is like our day of rest, you can't technically like take your dog on a walk. So some people like it's in the ultra religious, like people don't have dogs. So I was never really around them.
Yeah, so they lost me there. That's where they lost me.
Well, because there was a white fluffy dog in one episode, right?
Fluffy dog. There's Thor. So he's my family's dog, but they got him like 3 years ago. He's a little mini red poodle.
Okay.
I think that's a dog.
Yeah.
They do like they do a little like trafe kosher with him, like a little treat. So I had to like get over my fear of dogs because
also New York City is like dog.
Oh my God. Now dogs walk over, like I'm unfazed.
Right. So like 10 years ago, that would have been like,
oh my God, I would like not be sitting here. I would be like standing over there in the corner.
And we're going to go now. Okay. Yeah. And we're going to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been the end of the podcast.
I mean, I'm an animal lover, like obsessed with dogs, but even like growing up, like I never had a dog. And so like I grew up with like a weird thing with dogs where like, if I were to pet someone else's dog, I would immediately think that my hands were like disgustingly dirty and I'd go wash them immediately.
To be fair, the way that the people take care of the dogs,
Canada.
that
That's
might
true.
not be
You're
so
right.
far off.
So maybe the dogs I was petting actually were stinky.
Maybe.
Yeah. And so maybe it wasn't like a
LA dogs, like Moose is bathed about as often as we are. So like,
right. Yeah. He lives in pretty good luxury. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a different, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's next?
Ooh, what's next? I think just like seeing where this takes us. Hopefully season 2 Netflix.
He's like, I'm just the publicist.
Wait, but okay, so I have a question though, because it is so easy to, I think, as a viewer, fall in love with the just power and confidence your mother exudes. Like, it's like, what's crazy is it was so obvious how like one of my favorite scenes, I'm just being a fan, was you walking through this brand deal and her walking through all the reasons why it wasn't a good deal. And it was like, she's got a lot of points.
Oh, that scene was so funny because like that's just that's my job.
Like,
yeah. And so we fully understand like that conversation.
It was as if you made a line item of all the things you would look for in a contract. And it was just like this. And like whether it was like rehearsed or not, like, it was just like, that was all the things. It was like, I guess, and like even afterwards, we were looking at last night at the company and it was like, oh, wait, they manage everybody. I mean, like just A-list, like untouchable, legendary types, like talents. Like, how do you feel like you're going to, what's the thought of like building your own brand beyond your mom and being able to like, just like carve out your beginning of your world? Cause you're just getting started. Like, are you excited about that?
I feel like I like have been in the social media sphere for a couple of years now. So like, that's like nice that I have that, I guess, foundation.
Yeah.
But being able to now like just take it further with like the recognition and the wider audience that I have right now has been really nice.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, I feel like the whole content creation, influencer, vlogger, whatever you want to call it, like everything is just moving on slowly. and people are coming on board and they're like, wow, like you have influence.
Right.
And I think that's really powerful for people to understand that. So it's cool for me to like be in touch. But my mom was very much like, you got to get there on your own. She wouldn't sign me on until I hit a certain mark and followers.
Wow.
She's like, I'm not. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, you got to do this for yourself. And I understand she did everything on her own. Obviously, I have connections from her.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to like be established enough before I had any of her help in terms
Right.
of like connections and things like that.
But like, I feel like if you didn't do it yourself,
Yeah.
if you were to get there and not know that you were the reason that you got there, you would second guess yourself the whole way. Like, I can't imagine not being able to go, no, I did that.
Right,
That's me.
right. Where it's like, you know that you worked hard and you earned it and you built that foundation by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, like content creation's amazing.
It's so fun. I feel like one of the most burning topics that we completely forgot about. Your mom is the most hysterical, like one of like the most entertaining, I feel like, elements of her character is that she's so sex positive. And so like handing out all the vibrators and like
Spoiler alert.
there's just always, no, but it's just so incredible. It's so amazing. And like that must have just been such, because you were so much older than like, you know, your sister Miriam growing up and like learning about sex education and stuff. So like it must have been a shocking transition of perspective of everything, like having grown up the way that you did and then having your mom now like 0 to 100 in the most amazing way of like women empowerment and sex positivity, which I mean, we talk about that so much on our podcast. Like
We
we're
have
very
mentioned
open
that
about
once or
it.
twice.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like a learning experience. I remember the first time my friend told me what an orgasm was. I was like, an organism?
But no one ever, like, if you
I
didn't know.
you would no idea.
I was
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, I learned about organisms in biology or whatever, chemistry. I was like, yeah. And she's like, no.
No.
Yeah, so definitely like we had nothing. Like in my school, like they cut out the whole reproductive system in biology. Like they got special permission from like the Board of Education that they didn't have to teach it to us.
And so, okay, there's got to be a reason. What's the thought there? And not that like
I
you
really
speak for
honestly
them, but
like don't know, because
Yeah.
I feel like having babies is such a strong part of
Right.
the religion. Like
Right.
you would think you should learn about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But like the only sex talk we had in school, well, because we weren't talking to boys,
right.
so strictly girls.
Were you at an all-girls school?
All girls school.
Okay, so it wasn't even an option.
No, it wasn't an option. Like you weren't allowed to associate with
Got it.
people.
Right.
Only girls. So the talk we had was, my principal was like, a man is a key and a woman is a lock, and the lock and key come together. And that was it.
And that was it.
That was it. And you're like,
the
okay.
anatomy of like how things line up there. That's very, very.
That's
Have you heard that one before?
No, but you know, it doesn't take
It
a rocket
makes
scientist.
sense.
you know?
Okay.
key. Yeah.
So I'm the key.
You're the key.
Yeah, and I'm the lock.
We'll practice later.
That's so nice.
Homework for
That
tonight.
is- it's actually surprising too that being like at an all-female school, you think that would almost make it a more comfortable atmosphere to learn about the reproductive system.
No.
Because
Okay.
like there was nothing more immature. So like I went to just like a public high school and it was, 50-50 girls and boys. And so we watched this, it's called it's either the Miracle of Life or the Circle. No, it's not the Circle of Life because that means dying.
That's Lion
I think
King.
it was, yeah. Anyway, you watch, you learn about all the things. They have like these plastic
Diagram?
diagrams. What's like the 3D version of a diagram? Is it still got a diagram?
I feel like it's diagram.
Is it
3D.
Yeah, like the 3D,
Yeah.
like the model, plastic model
Model,
of
yes.
of all like
we
the
had
parts.
a banana and a condom.
So we had that too, but we had the different plastic 3D models.
What are you holding here? What is this?
Models.
Got it.
This is the uterus.
Okay. This is the uterus?
This is the uterus.
Oh, okay.
This is the large, sizable uterus.
Okay.
To scale. But like we watched the movie where like a baby comes out. It is
I hated
delivered.
that.
Oh, no.
And like the kid behind me passed out. He fully passed out and hit the ground. Like he was just so. I don't know though if like I feel like there's probably a happy medium there just because
that's not necessary.
we didn't actually learn anything there. It was more just like here's a really like I feel like there should have been education that went along with that movie, but the movie was just like here's the really graphic reality of how babies are born, and we're all like,
well, maybe it was to scare you from like not having sex.
You're like, this is
what could happen. Yeah.
Yep, that's maybe.
This could be you.
Yeah. Well, I went to a religious high school. We definitely talked about sex ed.
I mean, yeah, so did we. We just
My mother and I have never had the talk. So my mom doesn't know
right.
that I believe or understand or realize what sex is. So I don't know when I'm going to break the news to her on that one. But yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is, well, I don't even know how to ask this. So like, as far as like do you feel like there was culture shock when you got out of that environment with your relationship with sex and like understanding how that works?
Yeah, I didn't like I had seen like a couple of like movies here and there, but like that you don't know anything. Right. So like thankfully I was close to my mom and I was able to ask her those things. But like I remember like calling my friends after and I'm like, be prepared. This is what happens.
No, but that's so nice though for your friends to like have you as like
and they told me after like you scared us shitless. Like
yeah, but like,
I freaked them out.
I can't imagine not having given it any thought.
Yeah.
Like guys are bad enough already. Can you imagine like having even like not even done any like field research before you even get to the first time you actually hook up with a girl? It's crazy.
Maybe the guy, I don't know. Like I feel like guys maybe dabbled a little bit more than the girls, but I know guys. Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I feel like definitely maybe. And he also grew up in like a less ultra religious community than I did.
Got it.
But still, we were both virgins. So that was like a real
same.
That's us.
Little handshake.
A couple of virgins. Yeah. Born again virgin.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What
do you mean? What do you mean?
Next topic. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so you're taking over the world one day at a time, and you have a family who's newly on the rise, and well, they've been on the rise. Now they're just more publicly on the rise. What's something that you can share with us that once people like watch the show might not know or is not like spill a tea here, but like what is something that you feel like you wish more people would be thinking about, talking about in your life?
Wow,
that's a good question.
This is like a really.
If someone asked me that, I'd be
think
like,
about it. I don't know. What do I want people to think about after watching the show?
I think people have a lot of opinions when they watch the show at first time. And so like when they take a step back, look at it, what should they be thinking about?
I think like I think we wanted to share something that was like, you see so much of like drama and fighting. And this is just like a show about a family who really loves each other. Yep. And I think that we don't see enough of family love on TV. Everything's like always very dramatic
and
or
broken.
Yeah, like how you're rebuilding things. And here you have this family who's like actually done it.
Yeah.
So I think that like hopefully people come away from it with a sense of like inspiration on how they can handle their families, whether it's divorce or religion or like sexual orientation, whatever it is, all of it. Yeah, like we really delve into a lot of different topics that I think families everywhere deal with. So to come away with something that I learned was really to not judge people and what brings them happiness. That was like the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Because who am I to judge what makes someone happy? So to kind of learn that, keep your judgment to yourself. Like, don't put it out there in the world.
Okay. Any questions for us?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm going to do like a deep dive into your relationship after this because I'm so curious. But yeah, I mean, you guys, as I said off camera, you guys have a great banter, and I think this was like so much fun.
No, this was so much fun.
This was fun.
I know. I feel like I learned so much. I think also too, just like as an overarching theme to the show, and like as a viewer for me, even though like we come from such different backgrounds, like being the same age, like there was still so much in you that I related to, and it's just so crazy to like know that strangers all over the world from different walks of life, you know, like and I think also too, like there's so many different personalities in your family that there is literally always going to be something for everyone in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just loved watching you kind of evolve your perspective on a story, even about people that were involved or are moving on and transitioning from religion that you didn't know anything about. And you're just like, you related with their stories so much. And I was like, wow, this is fascinating on so many levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like ultimately it's about family.
I agree.
Like and relationships, and everybody can relate to that, even if you're not
Totally.
religious.
Well, I think people are so easily distracted by like, oh, I don't agree with this part because that's not the way that I view this religion or this thing.
Right.
And I don't think people like take a step back and just like, yo, that's their family. That's the way that you guys
our
came together.
experience. Yeah.
It's not right or wrong. That is your experience. Same with mine. Same with yours. They're all different, and it doesn't need to be right or wrong or better. It's just like what's right for that person. Let them be happy.
So
That's my rant.
if you want to go see Ben do an amazing little a little flash mob, you want to see Julia go hand out some vibrators, if you want to see a really wholesome family reality show.
If you want to hear Robert's gorgeous voice for 3 seconds,
Oh my God, yeah, that came out of nowhere.
See, let's go to see.
like just a voice, a voice.
He's a trained opera singer.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
You guys should do something together.
do I want Robert on the pod? Yes. Do I want to sing with Robert?
yes.
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 No.
The answer
Definitely.
is yes.
Maybe after a few tequilas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do karaoke. We'll do karaoke.
Love that.
Yeah, we'll do karaoke.
What are the chances that we're going to be able to see the at least like the outside of your mom's closet next time we're in New York?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's and I'll bring Ben along this
Yeah.
time, give him some prep.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for the first time and just like, well, Jeremy said this. And
I think there's lots of bro things that Jeremy could teach Ben.
Okay, cool.
From just like, you could take the highlights of like frat life and skip all the things that he doesn't need to know, you know, like the dumb things, and just give him the highlights of things that
this
might be
is-
useful.
This is actually really funny. He went on his first guys trip with his friends to
And?
Miami, and
Ooh.
they called it Ben's bachelor party.
Oh my God, yeah, because he would have not had
He
like
didn't
the
have one,
experience.
so it was kind of like his first like all male trip. He had a lot of fun.
Do you go to 11?
They did not go.
Oh, well.
That might be too much too soon.
No.
Maybe
no.
next trip.
Just roll them back there.
Yeah.
There's only so many places that you can get a order of fries, a massage, watch the
I feel
latest
like it
DJ.
should be like a group, like everyone together.
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. It'd be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to watch Ben in that situation.
Did you just invite yourself onto Ben's bachelor trip?
Yeah, I did. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
No,
as someone,
I'll go to Miami together
Yeah.
and like hit up the spot.
Hit up the spots.
I think I'd love that.
I think you would love that too.
I don't even. I hate saying goodbye to this because I loved this episode so much.
I know, me too.
But it's time.
Me too.
It's time. Did we miss anything? I'm sure we missed 1,000 things.
Yeah, but I feel like we just talked about so many fun things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so it's so fun.
Thank
right.
you guys for having me. This
Thank you for
was
coming.
amazing.
All right, we got to. What do people need to follow you on? How can
Yeah,
they
what do
keep,
you go ahead, plug
Follow
whatever
me
you want.
on Instagram,
Okay.
TikTok at Batsheva Haart.
The links
My
will be
name's
below.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Links will
And
be
I
below.
am on YouTube,
Okay.
but I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
What do you mean? What do you mean coming
Yeah,
back?
you are.
I mean, my channel exists.
Okay.
And it's going to have new content.
Do you want us to put the link below?
Yes.
You sure?
Definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, for sure.
Okay, then if we're gonna put it on, then we're gonna keep
People
you
are-
accountable. You gotta
okay.
put some new stuff up.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
You have
definitely.
my word. I have a week? How long?
No.
When
Just,
does this go up? No,
yeah, you
no.
have a- you have
I
a
love
week.
a deadline.
You have literally exactly 1 week.
wait, but like you don't need new content. Just new content soon.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to go
You're like,
with,
I love a deadline.
love a deadline.
All right, great.
I love a
Give
deadline
me a
too.
deadline.
New content in a week then.
New content in a week.
Okay, good. Is that all?
That's all.
I hate saying
I
goodbye
know,
to this
it's
one.
so sad. It's so sad.
It's almost harder when we like don't know someone because I'm like, where are we gonna see you again? Okay,
I know, okay.
Come to New York.
Well, soon.
I would come to New
hopefully.
York for you.
Okay, come
As
to New
much
York
as it
and
scares
I'll
me.
take you on a tour.
I mean,
Yeah, I would love your version of the tour.
Yeah.
I would love to see it, and I also just want to see Ben operate in it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait to hang with Ben.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
It was actually really funny when people had said when the show was coming out, they're like, what does Ben's voice sound like? And I was like, what
do you mean?
They didn't, and I did a poll and it was probably like 70% of the people were like, no, I've never heard him talk because I'll show him in my
Right.
stories
Right.
always.
Yeah.
We take photos, but he never says anything. I'm like, with Ben.
And they're like, I don't even know what
Well-
this man's voice sounds like.
So with that quick tip,
Sorry,
then.
yeah.
No. So what I'll tell him is, my name, if it's a news publication about
Okay.
this podcast, is just and boyfriend.
And
so
boyfriend.
That's how much people know about me. So if he just wants to adopt that, I don't mind sharing that
Okay.
life. Yeah, no. And
He
if wants
likes that
more-
too,
If he wants
yeah.
more public facing, that's great too. But and boyfriend's
He's and
fantastic.
husband.
And husband.
He's and
Yeah, but
husband.
and
yeah.
boyfriend and it's the same. It's the same energy.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
BENN.
Yeah,
That's
BENN.
his for
And
husbands. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go trademark that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
You've
you
been
guys
amazing.
for having me.
I hope to see you again, hopefully either in New York or for round 2 after season 2 gets launched and greenlit. Also, everyone thank the publicist for sitting here.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.